Trucker here. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy it. I'm here with Ben Center Trucking, Brookline, New Hampshire. How are you doing, Ben?
Doing great. How are you this morning, Mike?
I'm doing fantastic. You came up to check out some of your rides, maybe go for a ride in this old needle nose.
All right, sounds good.
What can you tell me about this truck?
I've had it for a super long time in various states of disrepair, and we finally fully restored it, or like retro restored it.
Where'd the truck come from originally?
California.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a Permanente cement company truck in California is where it started its life, brand new.
Was it a day cab?
Yes. It was a day cab single axle at
Really?
one point. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was pink.
Pink?
Yeah, it was pink.
Wow.
And it was a twin screw. By the time I got it, it had had a cutoff, and it was still pink when I got it originally.
Wow, so it's gone through a complete restoration.
Complete, yeah. Everything's been changed at one point or another.
And is this just a show truck, or do you run it?
Oh no, we run it. It's no pavement princess. This thing works. That's not my scene. I like stuff that you can still use.
What do you usually haul with us?
Dump trailer primarily.
So you're running heavy all day?
Yeah, we do heavy haul.
Like 100,000 pounds?
Yeah.
All day, no kidding.
No kidding, yeah.
That's awesome. We should get it running, see what it sounds like.
All right, if it'll start.
I hope so.
We're gonna give it a shot.
I don't know, it's an old truck.
I will say I don't run it in the winter anymore.
Okay.
Those days are gone, I hope.
Boy, she sounds good.
Yeah.
I love those rain caps.
Those are classic right there.
Yeah, totally old school.
That's kind of the look I like, the small stacks.
Yeah. Now what about that sleeper?
That sleeper is a Mercury replica sleeper that I had built at Double Eagle in Indiana before they closed. I was originally looking for a Mercury sleeper for the truck, is what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I called them trying to find a takeoff, and they offered to build me a replica.
Wow. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of what we went for. It's still, they did the turnstile door handles to match the cab, and tried to really stay low with a period correct, you know.
It's a beautiful look.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you got, a hardwood deck plate there?
Yeah, we wanted to try. It's so hard to do anything unique because everybody's already thought of cool stuff, so we decided to try to do hardwood, which I really like, at least for now. Obviously it's getting pretty scuffed up, but I like the look.
Those are the things that you're gonna notice that nobody else does.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it gives a character.
Oh, thank you.
Totally.
I think it's a thing that some people probably shake their heads at, but when we were putting this together, I wanted it to be period correct, which I obviously didn't. I was like, I kind of wanted to put square diamond plate half fenders on it, like it would have had. But there comes a point where it's like such a rough look,
right?
That you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
if you're going to be period correct, it should still have stud piloted Bud wheels painted. So obviously we strayed from the path a little bit.
That sleeper that is beautiful. I love the pleats in the door.
Yeah.
With the diamonds. That's a nice look.
Yeah, thank you. They did an amazing job. The craftsmanship. It's such alarming. When I went to Indiana, I had a 30-inch crawl-through bunk on it that I took off before I went there. When I went to have it installed, they drew a Sharpie line down the back of my cab and sawzalled the cab out.
Oh my
which
God.
was like, it was a traumatic experience to watch the back of your cab from your 64 fall on the ground.
Wow.
They did an amazing job.
go for a little ride with Ben. Gonna show us how you shift those twin sticks. Look at this guy. All right, Ben, this is a fancy looking rig you got here. How do you pilot this thing?
Well, you hope for the best. There's a lot of shift levers in here. Seen a lot of videos online, so I've been trying to learn, see how the pros do it. It's got a B model cat in it, 3406B.
Yep.
And it's got a Spicer 6-speed main with 1241 auxiliary.
Now, what does that mean to the new guys?
It's double overdrive.
Double overdrive, oh.
Which, by the way, I feel like this is
it's not as cool as triple overdrive.
Oh my God. I feel like this is the time to tell everyone, all of you people out there, there's no such thing as a 15 double over, so
right.
Stop saying it.
And why is that?
Because there's one overdrive. You either have a 15 direct or a 15 over. The old one's high gear was towards the dash. All these people that say they have a 15 double over do not.
They don't know what you're talking about.
They do not. Unless someone took it apart and made both top two gears an overdrive gear, which I'm sure is possible by a good transmission person, but no one bought one from the factory. The end.
The end.
And a quadruplex and a 5 and 4 are not the same. Another thing that drives me crazy. Saw the movie Duel when I was a kid, and I was kind of hooked. It does all right. I got lucky that time. It is a little intimidating when you're 100,000 pounds taking off on a hill with an audience. I don't care how much of a veteran you are and you can think you're great. That's when you always make your
right. I always tell that whenever anybody gets in my truck, I say I never grind the gear unless I have a passenger.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
It's just and you're on film, so I could see why could get a little nervous.
Yeah, you could do this all day perfectly, and the minute that someone that you look up to or that knows what they're doing is nearby, you look like a buffoon right out of the gate.
So can you explain to people at home what this transmission is and how you shift it?
Well, they're two separate boxes. So it's a 6-speed main transmission.
Right here, yeah.
It has 6 forward gears plus reverse, just like any other truck. It's a typical box. Then there's a drive shaft out the back of that. And there's an auxiliary transmission, which is only forward gears. Which gives you, in fourth gear in this auxiliary transmission is overdrive. So you can put this in overdrive and this in overdrive.
Okay. Which
really, this has a 400 cat in it, so as much as it makes for a great story, being in double over with 370 gears, you want to have a good tailwind.
Right.
You really got to juice them up to pull like that.
All right, Ben, let's go to the beginning. Where did you grow up?
I was born in New Hampshire, and my family moved to upstate New York. We became dairy farmers when I was 4. So I grew up on the Quebec border in Constable, New York, milking cows.
And how did you end up becoming a trucker?
When I was getting out of high school, I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to drive trucks and run equipment. I was working at this little place. Besides farming, I was working at this place called Malone Lumber and Ready Mix. I got my commercial driver's permit there, and I wanted to drive truck, and they told me that those the old days, and there was so many people that wanted to drive truck at that point. So they told me that young guys were cowboys, and I would never drive one of their trucks. So it was an exercise in futility even getting my permit for them, because they never let me drive any. They had old junk like Brigadiers and worn out stuff, but to them it was a big deal to let someone drive it. So I moved back to New Hampshire and went to work for Hollis Construction in Hollis, New Hampshire, and he really gave me my start. Against the odds, I got my license and he put me in a truck and running equipment. He had all the faith in the world in me. In my first couple of months, I shouldn't have been driving a truck. I was terrible. It takes a long time to get good. It's not an overnight game.
That's right. And I would consider you what they say, and I'm going to do quotation marks, an old school trucker.
Well, I don't know about that, but
what would you say an old school trucker? What is the definition of old school?
A lot of pride in what he does, not choosing the job because it was the easiest thing, but because that's what he wanted to do. Old school guys were typically really mechanically inclined, and it was more of a lifestyle than a job, I would say.
Like, you could be driving a nice, comfortable, automatic truck right now. You can drive whatever you want. Why do you choose to drive an old truck like this?
I think probably because I'm in trucking because of my love for it. I mean, there's a million things all of us could do for a living. I know how to do other things, but this is what makes me happy. And new trucks really don't have much of a soul. We have some new trucks, and they don't excite me to drive them. They're comfortable for the guys, but I would rather suffer. And I need to feel, I'm a gearhead, you know, so I want to be connected mechanically to the truck. You know, you want to feel it.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of more of my style. The new stuff, it's nice, I can appreciate it, and we're glad to have it, but I mean, if you don't have to fiddle with a window crank or jiggle something, or
we'll have a draft coming through the doors.
Oh, there's drafts like right now, you know. You could spend endless money restoring something and it's still windy in here. I like the vibe of
tracing squeaks.
Yeah, it's endless.
Yeah.
Acquiring and yeah, but it's just what you do, you know.
But you love it.
I absolutely love it. Yeah.
This is where you feel the most alive, I bet, coming down the road.
Yeah, I think like the times you feel the most alive is in the morning, like the sound of an old Caterpillar or a worn out Cummins starting and filling the yard with smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, like anyone that lives for this can tell you. I remember starting a truck at 2 in the morning, an old cab over I had, pulling out of the driveway, listening to Waylon Jennings. Does it get any better? There's no way that any other career feels that good.
No. I don't think plumbers and electricians get up in the morning and are excited like we are, you know?
Well said. I would agree.
Yeah.
You forget about all the bad stuff when you have little moments of good stuff.
Yeah. Just when you started the truck, the smell of the diesel fuel, the fumes, just really brought it all home to my childhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is awesome. No ELD, Ben? What's up with this?
No ELDs.
I can't believe it.
I don't know how to run one of those ELDs.
I don't know how to run one either. Thank God.
I hope I never have to learn, but I think it's imminent. We're all gonna have to know eventually.
No, don't say that.
I feel like it's coming.
Yeah. Let's see what's in his closet. Oh, we got the trucker shirt. Beautiful. Never been worn. It's my size. I might take it. What else we got in here? What is this relic? Looks like a road map. This truck has all the makings of an old school truck. That's pretty awesome. Oh, there's a light in there. Look at that. Awesome stuff.
I'm going to attempt to explain what I'm doing, but in actuality, I really don't know. You kind of just do it. So I'm in low now. So I'll go to second in the auxiliary, third in the auxiliary, and I just went to second in the main and second in the auxiliary, and then third in the auxiliary, and then third in the main and second in the auxiliary, and third into the auxiliary. And this is a weird gap shift, so we'll go now into fourth in the main and second in the auxiliary. If you were to go back to first in the auxiliary, similar to a quadruplex Mac, it would overlap. Some of these gears overlap themselves, so it's redundant to shift. You would actually slow yourself down. And then the way these splicer mains are, oh, there's a deer. Let's not hit this. That was close. So, like right now, I'm in second in the auxiliary and fourth in the main. I'll go to third in the auxiliary, and now these gears become closely gapped in the main box, so it's not necessary to split. So you can pull right back. You're in fifth gear on the main box. Then typically, I think the ratios are close, but I'll throw this into fourth on the auxiliary box. Fifth is direct in the main. So I'll typically stay like this, but for the sake of the video and risk of a speeding ticket, we'll throw the main box in overdrive as well. And now you're double over trucking, which by the way has never happened in a 15 speed.
So, but you really don't have any idea how to shift this, right?
I really don't. I just kind of fumble my way through.
It seems like you're winging it.
I'm winging it.
So you got your heat bend,
Yep.
light switches,
Yep.
you got your air ride,
Yep.
trailer brake knob,
Yep. They don't have a knob. You flip a lever.
got your differential, your fifth wheel slide over here.
Yes, sir.
Got your old anti-glare lights.
Oh, you gotta have the anti-glare for nighttime trucking.
Can I see them?
Oh, absolutely.
Look at that.
It's a game changer right there.
Got your old school fuzzy dice. You got your air conditioner.
Yeah, rooftop. It's the only way to go, really. It keeps your right shoulder nice and cold on a hot day. Works great.
Is that a Kaiser?
This happens to be a red dot, but originally this had a Kaiser.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What about this heater box here? It looks different.
That came out of a 52 or a 53 Chevy pickup. We were trying to find something that would do the job that was period correct, and that's what we came up with. And if you wanted to switch from defrost to heat, you just move the lever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no cables to mess up. Really simple.
That's fantastic. Where's your cruise control?
The cruise control is my foot, or a hand. I do have a hand throttle under here.
Okay, yeah.
Now it's on cruise.
Look at that, huh?
Works beautifully.
That's old school trucking right there.
That is old school
I
trucking.
remember that.
Yeah, me too. You could always get a little more RPM if you pulled it all the way, if your throttle linkage was worn out.
And that's your Jake brake switch, right?
It is.
How's it sound? Oh yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, fairly quiet, middle of the road, not
Yep.
too obnoxious.
Nope, exactly. I like your double eagle keychain.
Yeah, that's
That's a
collectible
collector's
now.
item, yeah.
That is now, yeah. Though they were great people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice people. I got out there to have the sleeper put on, and they gave me one of their cars to use. They invited me to their house for supper.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
They're the kind of people you want to do business with when they
Yeah.
tell you to stop by the house for a barbecue.
Now, have you had some help through the years building this truck? Who's helped you out?
I would say the biggest help was Dennis Slocum when we decided to restore this correctly. The frame had been cut when I bought it. Then we added a section and stretched it. So when it was time to do it correctly and do new rails, it is out of my skill set. I'm very handy and we do a lot ourselves, but I was intimidated by the doing complete rails and changing the wheelbase. So we brought it to Dennis Slocum.
Where is he located?
In Wilton, New Hampshire. So he has a trucking company, but also fabrication. They're really the best in the business when it comes to building stuff that you thought up. They're so good. Just when you think you're good at welding or fabricating, then you see something that they did,
Yeah.
and it's totally emasculating.
Wow.
They're so good, yeah.
You
get that on record? All right, first time driving twin sticks.
So now go straight ahead into fourth. You did it. Look at that. My God. Look at hero of the highway right there. Split shifting, 6 and 4. And these are not fake sticks, folks. These are the real deal. You're a natural in this thing, Mike.
Oh yeah, grinding gears like a natural.
I haven't heard any grinding.
Yeah.
Not that I'll admit to. You're doing great.
Thanks.
What do you think, Mike? Trade this for W900?
Absolutely. Right there.
That was luck. Even a blind squirrel gets a nut once in a while.
And I'm as blind a squirrel as it can be then.
You did perfect.
Yeah. Takes practice, right?
Takes a lot of practice.
Were you this good when you first got in it?
No, I ground, the first week I ground 3 or 4 gears. It was tough. No, I'm just kidding. It was terrible. It was terrible for a while. Like, you become adept at the art of faking it. Like, you're in neutral like this,
yeah.
But you hold the throttle steady so you drive by your friends waving like everything's great.
Rip them Jake brakes, come on!
showing off right now.
No, that's what I do every day.
Old school crank right here. What is this?
This is my 65 Chevy. This is what I drive every day.
Your daily driver.
Daily driver and plow truck.
You got a permit for them guns there, boy?
Absolutely. It's called the Constitution.
This is awesome. So what are the specs on this ride right here?
Well, this was a two-wheel drive. And I wanted a four-wheel drive to plow, so we put this on a four-wheel drive chassis probably like a couple months ago, I think. So it was my everyday driver as a two-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And it had a 283 with a 4-speed, and then we upgraded it. It's four-wheel drive now with a 350 and an automatic. Because I'm getting lazy, so even I'm making the switch to automatic.
Yeah, I can see that.
Next, I'll have an automatic in my 64 Pete.
Right. Well, that was a lot of fun, Ben.
That was fun, yeah.
I appreciate you
No, thanks
taking me
coming
for
to
a
check
ride.
everything out.
You got a pretty impressive fleet of trucks there. How many trucks are you running these days?
We have 11 on the road right now.
You have 3 GMC Generals.
Yep.
One's got a, two got a Detroit, right?
Yeah, one has a 6V92 Detroit. Truck 21 has a 6V92. Truck 20 that's not here, the engine's apart.
Okay.
It's at Tom Lee's getting the engine rebuilt.
It happens.
It happened, does happen. Had a lot of time on it. That has the big cam Cummins, and then the other General has the 8V92 Detroit.
Nice looking Western Star low bed Fred.
Yeah,
Got the old school green lights.
Yeah, that's Freddie's trademark. He puts those on everything he drives.
Really?
Yeah, he loves the green lights.
Freddie's old school, right?
Absolutely old school.
What's this got for a motor?
This has a 550 6NZ Cat. So it's
6
one of the
NZs.
yeah,
Whoa.
one of the slower trucks in the fleet. Those 6NZs, they try hard. We tell them when they're next to the pack cars to just do the best they can.
That's right.
Yeah. Brand new. This is Scotty's new truck. We've only had it, I don't know, 3 weeks or something. Just started running it. It's got a PACCAR MX-13 in it. We're having really good luck with those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You get the old 359.
The old 359, which it's earmarked for a do-over this winter. That was running every day until truck 28 came in. The truck was doing, 400 or 500 miles a day on the reg, 6 days a week. It's tired. It needs attention. I've had it a really long time. So it's probably financially, it's probably not the best move, but it deserves, it's earned a redo. So we're going to go through it. It's ready.
So what's it take to drive for Ben Center Trucker? What kind of guy are you looking for?
I would say like old school type of men. People that show up, even if they don't feel well. Guys that aren't late. Like there's not a single guy here that's been late for work in 10 years, honestly.
That's amazing.
These guys just get no excuses. We live a modern society of if we have a snowstorm, it's people's excuse to show up late for work. But I always say treat your job just like if you were flying to the Bahamas on vacation and there was a snowstorm, you'd make sure you headed out for Logan a little bit early. So treat your job the same way. So it's never an issue. I've never reprimanded anyone here for being late because no one's ever been late, honestly.
That's amazing. That's
Ever.
a testament to you. The kind of boss you are.
It's the guys. The guys are good men.
You've had some drivers here working a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, Scarecrow's been here more than a decade. Kevin's been here a decade. Scotty's been here about a decade. There's a lot of, Paul's been here for many years. Like all these guys.
Yeah.
There's no one, the newest guy is Pete.
Yeah.
And he was at his old job for over 10 years until they closed the doors. He worked for a towing company. And when they closed the doors, we were fortunate enough to get him. So it's worked out well.
And do you have to have a Class A to work here?
No, you have to have a Class B. I'll hire a guy with a Class B.
Okay. Have you ever moved the guy up from Class B to Class A?
Yeah, Kevin Kevin started out with Class B and now he's Class A.
Okay.
Kevin drives whatever.
Kevin's got the name on the door, huh?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Kevin's been here a long time.
Who's the guy who drives this truck? The driver?
Paul. Yeah, Paul drives this truck.
That's awesome. Who does all your pinstriping?
Walt Signs. It's a guy, Walt's been lettering for most of his life. I think he's 80 years old now.
Really?
He still hand stripes them. Yeah, he just was here a couple
What a
weeks
nice
ago.
job.
Truck 28. So yeah, we just need good men that dress like men. We don't allow flip-flops and sneakers at
You
work.
got boots on?
Yeah, you're gonna wear boots if you work here.
Where do you stand on air conditioning?
I mean, air conditioning's great. I finally have air conditioning working for the first time in my career in my 64. But I mean, everybody here has air conditioning, but if it breaks, you're still going to work. It's not priority. If your brakes don't work, we shut the truck down.
Right.
If your air conditioning doesn't work, suck it up, Buttercup.
That's right.
It's not that bad.
I roll down the windows.
Right, roll down
That's
the
air
windows.
conditioning, natural air conditioning.
Scarecrow's truck.
How long has it been with you?
Over 10 years. 10, 12 years, I think.
So you buy a guy a brand new truck for all his dedication, hard work?
Scarecrow started at the bottom here when we were still running a cab over on a dump trailer.
Yeah?
He drove it every day.
Come on.
Every day, yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for
Talking
going
to
on the
me.
tour. I'm sure there's more exciting places to go than here.
Oh, there are. But, you know, I had
Figured.
nothing else to do today, so figured why not, I'll slum it. But thanks a lot, Ben. It was an experience. It's been a pleasure to know you. I've known Ben for about 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
The way we met was at a gravel pit. I was driving a Superliner. He was driving a GMC General. We had that mutual old school nod respect. We stopped, we shook hands, we said hello, and we've been friends ever since.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to see you.
All right, you too.
Enjoy your day.
All right.